What he's obviously contextually trying to say is that, like, Liz Cheney would be singing a different tune if she actually was personally involved, as in if she actually was forced to, you know, serve.
And then she were running against her. It's actually not fair to him. It's really not fair to him. That's no way.
Oh my God, they're saying who cares?
He's got the right. Who cares? Who said that? That's a great line. Who the hell said that? That's great. He goes, I'm going, you know, I've become such a nice guy all of a sudden. I say, it's not fair to him. And this guy shouts out, who cares? Who the hell cares?
He still got it. He handled that expertly. Okay? Straight up, I'll say it. He took someone, he took someone like, he took a naysayer and turned it into praise, basically.
Who cares about him? I guess he happens to be right. That's very good. Thank you for adding so much spice. That was a good line of stuff. During their prime.
4 days until the final vote.
Trump repeats harsh rhetoric and sit down with Tucker Carlson in final sprint to election day. So we're going to be talking about Trump's comments about Liz Cheney here. And I am actually going to defend Donald Trump. And it's not because of this song. Okay? It's not. That's not the reason. You're just brainwashing us into vote por Trump. Donald Trump. Oh my God. I'm going to vote. I love that song. That song isn't even funny. It's not. It's a banger. What are you talking about? It's not funny at all. It's just an absolute slapper, dude. Hold on. Pay for vote por Trump. Yeah. If you catch yourself humming it, if you catch yourself humming this incredible tune when you're at a polling station come Tuesday, they will kick you out. I'm just letting you know. They'll say you are electioneering and they'll kick you out.
President Harris, former President Trump, both hit the battleground states in the West. And they're tearing through multiple battlegrounds from the Midwest to the South in their final sprint to Election Day. Rachel Scott starts us off in Nevada with the latest on the Trump campaign. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. 4 days out from Election Day, Donald Trump making this swing out west, using increasingly dark and violent rhetoric against his political rivals. And this morning, he's promising to elevate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., someone who has pushed a range of conspiracy theories about vaccines to oversee public health agencies and women's health, too. Overnight, Donald Trump speaking alongside Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Thank you, MAGA.
Despite his support for conspiracy theories around vaccines, Trump pledging to nominate him to oversee public health agencies, now including vaccines and women's health. The independent candidate dropped his presidential bid and endorsed Trump.
He can do anything he wants. He wants to look at the vaccines. He wants everything. And he's going to work on health and women's health and all of the different reasons.
Kamala Harris firing back online, writing simply, no. Trump campaigning out west, doubling down on his harshest rhetoric alongside ousted Fox News host Tucker Carlson.
We do have an enemy from within. We have some very bad people, and those people are also very dangerous.
The former president even suggesting former House Republican leader Liz Cheney, who has endorsed Kamala Harris, be put in the line of fire.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington.
Cheney responding on social media this morning, writing, "This is how dictators destroy free nations. They threaten those who speak out against them with death. We cannot entrust our country and our freedom to a petty, vindictive, cruel, unstable man who wants to be a tyrant." Trump also once again spreading false claims about the 2020 election and the attack on the Capitol, now even baselessly claiming there's cheating happening in this race. The former president still trying to shake the controversy from his weekend rally, where a comedian made disparaging jokes comparing Puerto Rico to garbage. Trump making this pitch to Hispanics and Latinos in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a state he lost twice before, but says he can win this time.
So I'm here For one simple reason, I like you very much, and it's good for my credentials with the Hispanic or Latino community. I love the Hispanics.
With just days to go, the former president also announcing
Okay, he's just begging me to play the song, bro. He just begging me to play the song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna do it. Kaya, come here. Come here, vote por Trump. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump.
he will create a new cabinet position focused on reducing the cost of living. He didn't offer any details on how that would work or how it would fight inflation. But with Election Day just around the corner, Trump's saying he won't run again and his rallies will end.
We've done this for 9 years, and it's sad. I never thought of it, actually. It'll never happen. It'll never happen again. It's never going to happen again.
Damn,
In
so
4
sad.
years, somebody's going to be running. Could be JD. It could be this one.
Now, sources tell us this morning that Kennedy has been advising Donald Trump's transition team, even recommending another vaccine skeptic to lead HHS as well and become HHS secretary. All of this comes as former Vice President Mike Pence says that he will not be supporting former President Donald Trump or JD Vance because of his concern about the future and the direction of the Republican Party. But Michael, he says he will not be voting for Vice President Kamala Harris either.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much for your reporting.
2016, the leaders and heroes of the Republican Party were the Bush and Cheney families. And is it weird for you to
Yo, the lag kind of making it hard to watch. What lag, brother?
see Liz Cheney, that'd be Dick Cheney's repulsive little daughter, running against you with Kamala Harris?
Well, I think it hurts Kamala a lot, actually. Look, she's a deranged person. The reason she doesn't like me is that she wanted to stay in Iraq. She wanted to stay. She wants to, you know, tough person. You know, people get killed all over. She's real tough, right? They're not the tough people. Don't forget, I went against her, and in her state, which is a great, beautiful state, she lost for Congress with the highest number in history. There has never been a congressperson that lost by almost 40 points. And the reason is because if they were ever in that situation, they'd quit. And she lost. She was beaten by a tremendous person, actually, tremendous, that I backed fully. But the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. She wanted to stay in Syria. I took them out. She wanted to stay in Iraq. I took them out. I mean, if it were up to her, we'd be in 50 different countries. And you know, number one, it's very dangerous. Number two, a lot of people get killed. And number three, I mean, it's very, very expensive. That's why we owe $36 trillion. We go, you know, it used to be you go to war, to the victor belong the spoils, right? In other words, if you beat a country, you own that country, you take the oil. We go to war, we bomb the crap out of it, and then we leave. You know, it's almost like, what are we doing? What's going on? We bombed the whole Middle East, and then we left. What did we get? We got nothing. We destroyed. I mean, we bombed the hell out of everything. You know, when they took out Iraq for 1,000 years with different names, you had Iran and Iraq, similar powers. They were the two big ones. And for 1,000 years, they would fight each other this way, this way, this way, then they'd rest. This way, then they'd rest.
I think it's wild that Trump nails the exact like dumb American guy's attitude about being anti-war, by the way, because he's like, you know, if you're going to go to war, you might as well steal all the resources, which we do, by the way, but Americans don't understand it. And they don't actually see the immediate benefit, the immediate material benefit of it. Because like it's either going to the black budgets of the CIA in the terms of like the poppy fields in Afghanistan, or it's going to, you know, Western oil oil refiners, like the oil giants in the West, and that's not directly going into like American coffers, right? So yeah, we do extract the loot. It's just like privatized, but that right there is like a perfect way to claim anti-war. We're just bombing the Middle East and not even taking the loot. In terms of Liz Cheney, he's right. I'm actually going to point out once again how bad Trump has been in comparison to 2016, because the moment that Kamala Harris was like, oh, Liz Cheney is my GOAT, he should have been saying this. He should have been like, nonstop at every rally, be like, Liz Cheney sucks. She wants to do endless war. I'm the peaceful candidate. I said it. I said it back then. I was like, this gives an incredible opening to the Republicans to present themselves once again as the anti-war candidates, even though, you know, it's a lie. A friend brought this up to me, and I've never thought about it because I haven't seen any unclassified evidence for it. But do you think the part of the reason why we invaded Afghanistan and Iraq were because they're the countries directly east and west of Iran, and the State Department wanted to invade Iran down the line? I mean, in theory, yes, that is absolutely true. That was the neocon pipe dream, which is like full-scale invasion of... But Iraq was oil, for the record. It was far before anything else. Like Dick Cheney wanted to invade Iraq and take the sweet, juicy oil. But as far as like Iran, yes, destabilizing or maybe even full tilt invading Iran was always also for oil and has always been like the final crowning achievement of the neocons. That's why we say that Kamala Harris did not have to give any concessions to get Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney on board, because like this current Democratic administration is basically achieving that agenda, the dream of like active conflict with Iran. Anyway, can you give me counterpoints to use against my dad? His one issue is foreign policy. He believes Donald Trump is a peaceful dove type. Ask him why he destroyed the Iran denuclearization agreement, to which he's going to say, oh, but because it was bad. It was bad. Iran was supporting terrorism in the region. Yeah, except the best possible pathway forward was normalizing relations with Iran, which Donald Trump destroyed. It wasn't even a deal that America had put together by themselves, by the way. It was like multiple countries were involved in this deal. It took years and years to get to this point. It was probably the signature achievement towards having like better relations with Iran in general in the region. And Donald Trump cast it aside. He did the Abraham Accords, which again sidestepped the Palestinians and made them realize understandably that they were not a part of this process whatsoever. So as the Israeli occupation continued and greatly accelerated under the Trump administration, October 7 became an inevitability. Donald Trump has played a massive role in October 7. Joe Biden has played a big role in October 7 as well. In the buildup to October 7, he could have changed American foreign policy trajectory, but he did not.
They were a self-check. Then one day we go in and bomb the hell out of one, we destroy one, and then all of a sudden Iran has the whole Middle East to itself. And by the way, right now Iran has Iraq. Iraq is like a subsidiary of Iran, all right? We did so many bad moves, and her father was it. You know, her father was... I was very critical of her father for years. I'd never met him, but I'd say anybody that went into the Middle East I thought was stupid. And they say convinced Bush, oh, he was another beauty. But he supposedly convinced Bush to go in, him, Bolton, and some other lightweights, convinced them to go in. Let's go into the Middle East and destroy the whole place and kill millions of people. So they went in. But I was never a fan of Cheney. I was always very critical. And when I announced that, I was very critical, actually, not personally, but I said, he made a horrible mistake. What are these people doing? We spent.
Despite the fact that war and Cheneys are evil, does Trump making the argument that Liz Cheney should be shot by a firing squad give you the slightest pause? No, I think the Trump statements about the enemy from within and how he's going to stick the military on them is significantly worse. Like, I think the argument that he was presenting about Liz Cheney here is a classic 2016 era Trump, where there's like a level of plausible deniability where he's like invoking a firing squad when he's describing something else. He's saying that like Liz Cheney and those others aren't brave. Our soldiers, our military members are actually brave. Liz Cheney would be, Liz Cheney doesn't know what it's like to be in the crosshairs. Like she doesn't know what it's like to be deployed, which Trump doesn't either, by the way. He's a draft dodger. But like, the argument there is not about like, putting Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad and killing her. What he's obviously contextually trying to say is that like Liz Cheney would be singing a different tune if she actually was personally involved, as in if she actually was forced to, serve in the military. Yeah. He was trying to say politicians should serve in the front lines. Exactly. And he phrased it in a weird way. And I think the deliberate way he phrased it, he weirdly phrased it on purpose so that he could have like discourse run amok about how you say draft dodger, like that's not base. No, it is. It's the best thing he's ever done. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Zach Beauchamp is right. Folks, Trump didn't threaten to execute Liz Cheney. He actually was calling her a chicken hawk, something liberals have said about her for ages. Look at the context. Trump is talking about giving her a weapon. Typically, people put in front of firing squads aren't armed. What is a 9-barrel comment for it if not a nod at a firing squad? You sound like such a jackass. The simple thing that candidates shouldn't graphically fantasize about opponents getting shot in the face, regardless of whether larger context or the point they're making is not complicated. Matthew Dowd, Lord have mercy. You know exactly what Trump meant and what he has said previously. Just stop. Yeah, I don't really care. Like, it's obvious that he phrased it like an insane person because he probably does fantasize about Liz Cheney getting shot in the mouth in a firing squad style situation. But it's also very obvious that within the context of that conversation, he's saying that she is a chicken hawk. Having said that, yeah, liberals getting mad at this is so stupid because Liz Cheney is a goddamn demon, okay? And so is Dick Cheney. Like, what the are we doing? We're defending Liz Cheney's honor now. You might be this stupid. I mean, presumably you chose the avatar photo, but the rest of us are not. He wants her shot because she crossed him. When you cross him, he'll want you shot. This is how insane dictators work, but don't worry about enabling him. Well, we're actuallying him. No, I just don't give a shit. I don't give a shit at all because Donald Trump has used so much violent rhetoric. This is another one of those instances. And also, I think like Dick Cheney being shot for treason or whatever the this dipshit is fantasizing about is like the least consequential violent thing he said. Like, does that make sense? Like, Small talks about rounding up every single brown person, dude, and putting him in concentration camps. Like, you think I give a about Liz Cheney? If I could deport Liz Cheney, exile her to a faraway island, and save 20 million migrants from mass deportation, you think I wouldn't do that in a heartbeat? Get out of here. The port list has tripled. I'm at 3 now. I'm kidding. I don't think anyone should be deported. Maybe Elon Musk.
Was it necessary to make the comments? Was it necessary to make the comments in that form?
Oh, yeah, sure. She's a war hawk. She people. She wanted even in my administration, she was pushing that we go to war with everybody. And I said, if you ever gave her a rifle and let her do the fighting, if you ever do that, she wouldn't be doing too well, I will tell you right now. But she wants to go kill people unnecessarily. And if she had to do it herself and she had to face the consequences of battle, she wouldn't be doing it. So it's easy for her to talk, but she wouldn't be doing it. She's actually a disgrace.
President Trump, will you have Nikki Haley? Can I go and do it all in the final?
Well, she is campaigning. I mean, she's campaigning for us. Yeah.
Mr. Trump, I'm sorry, guys. You said last night, President Trump, you said last night you would essentially let Robert F. Kennedy Jr. do whatever he wants with health care.
Well, he's going to have a big role in it.
HHS, maybe?
In fact, we just left. In fact, I think he might be here.
He's right here. Will he run HHS?
You're comfortable with his views on vaccines, Mr. President?
We'll be talking about a lot of things, but he's going to have a big role in healthcare, a very big role.
Is it HHS, maybe?
He knows it better than anybody.
Yo, we're so cooked, dog. We're so cooked. God damn, dude. This is...
He's got some views that I happen to agree with very strongly, and I have for a long time. I mean, for years, you and I would agree. We'll be seeing it as a...
What about his views on vaccine and maybe a position of HHS?
All of these things will be talked about in
this meeting is for the...
I think it's crazy that RFK is within striking distance of like just destroying what remains of the American medical structure. Okay. Like it is, I can't begin to explain to you how insane this is.